Welcome back to Inside the Blue Zone with Spartan Cheer, chasing the championship again. Today we have two special guests.
Oh, Coach Juan.
And Coach Gabby.
And we also have here with us
Isabella, Alyssa,
Giovanni.
So I have a question to ask the coaches. What was the preparation process leading up to nationals?
Oh, me first. Okay. I think, our big thing was getting reps and progressions. I think was our big thing this year was we started at the basics, which we did last year as well. That really helped us to build and get the difficulty that we wanted, and then getting as many reps in as possible. And this year was different because we did 6 competitions.
Yes.
So we competed 6 times this season, which was never done before. But I think that helped the team because by the last couple competitions, it was kind of just, it wasn't anything new. There weren't those first-time competition nerves.
Yeah, it was get it done.
Exactly. I mean, Florida was another thing, but we'll talk about that later.
Well, yeah, I believe that building the fundamentals was what helped us a lot more and got the kids ready for competition. Unlike last season where we did the nationals and there was a 2-day competition, they weren't as prepared, but getting them 6 times and going to 2-day competitions just got them easily on that floor confidently to hit the routines that we gave them this season.
And how do you guys think the team stay motivated throughout the whole season?
Winning. Sorry, yep. I feel like they stayed motivated because they knew that the routine was getting harder. We switched up the difficulty because every competition we went to has a different score sheet. So we have to give them the difficulty and be transparent about what each company is looking for in a routine. So I think that motivated to push themselves.
I also think that us being so transparent and honest with the team and keeping them in the loop about score sheets helped them stay motivated because before each competition we kind of printed out those score sheets for that specific one, whether it was CIF, UCA, or USA, because all 3 score sheets are completely different.
Very.
And I think us preparing them with that and telling them, okay, well, in this one they're looking for this, in this one they're looking for this, and not fully changing the routine, but modifying where we can to make sure that we always attack the score sheet. I think that helped them feel more confident going into each one, for sure.
Yep, because I believe if you see USA and UCA, they totally have, you could tell what a UCA routine is and what a USA routine is. So you gotta kind of go to what the company wants.
What were the moments that you guys... Wait, sorry, I worded that so wrong. What moments were you most proud of the team at USA Nationals?
Oh, I have one. I think, honestly, the day 2. So last year was the first time we did a 2-day competition. And going into this one, even going into Florida, right, we tried to prepare the newbies to let them know, 2-day competitions are a whole different monster. Your body isn't used to it. The energy level is different. And I feel like we really depended on our returners to kind of get everybody in that mindset. And I feel like day 2 was yeah, they were tired, but they still came in really strong and confident. I didn't feel like day 2 last year at all. It was a totally different energy, different vibe, different team. And I was proud. I was proud to see that.
I agree, because last year's 2-day, you could tell the difference. Yeah. I think this year we left them alone in the background and let them do their own rituals in the back.
Yeah.
To get prepared to go on stage. And then me and Abby just walked out and said, you got this, let's go.
Yeah.
What is one thing you wish you would have told the team before competing in Florida during the warm-ups?
I wish I would have told them to get out of their heads because, I don't know, Florida was a whole other thing. I don't know if it was the hype that we put around it of us saying this is the first time Central's ever competed in this or putting all that pressure on them. But I feel like at the other competitions, we always made sure to let them know Like, this is just another competition. It's not a big deal, right? And like, you've done this before. And I can't remember if I said that or not in Florida, because I feel like backstage, that was our first time in a warm-up area where it went the way that it went, which was not good. That was probably one of our worst warm-ups all season. And I feel like I wish I would have just like brought, like, we did bring them in, but I wish I would have given them that tough love that like now they really do ask for, of like, hey, just stop, like, get out of your head, check in, you've done this, like, don't, you know, I feel, I don't know. It's almost like I feel like maybe we were too nice.
I believe so too.
You know, like we were a little too nice there, because it was kind of, on one hand, in my head, I was like, dang, we made it here, you know, like in that in itself was a huge accomplishment. But like we could have pushed them more there in Florida. And I feel like if we would have just been not harder on them, but yeah.
I feel like just because we were going in undefeated all season.
Yeah.
I think that's what we could have probably said a little bit more things. I think I was too nice. I think I said, like, just have fun out there. And it was like, which I agreed. I just wanted them to get out of their hair, but I didn't say it that way. I think I said it in a different wording by saying, like, just have fun, pretend you're at home in front of your crowd. But maybe I could have, would have, should have.
Which, like, we usually tell them, like, go out there, have fun, feel the energy, feel each other on the mat. But there was no, like, it's like attack the score sheet, do your job. Like, and normally we're like, if everybody does their individual job, then it'll go.
You'll get the outcome you wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
We were a little too nice.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you guys agree?
What were your guys' like the most time you're nervous in Florida, like when competing?
Being backstage, and when we first walked into the arena, just seeing like the different sections of like where the competitions were, like, what are they called?
What?
The stages. Like seeing the different stages and seeing the stage that we were gonna perform at, I was just like, whoa.
I think just being used to seeing like small stuff, like small schools, small stages, and then jumping from that to a big arena, it's like, it was just crazy. It was like, so I don't know.
And we weren't even on the biggest stage.
I know.
Like, we really weren't on the biggest stage. The biggest stage is, what is it called? The
field house, is it?
The field house, yeah, which I competed in 2011. Hey. I competed that in front of that stage in 2011 when I was a senior, so it's wild.
For me, like, I was actually really calm throughout. Like, I was excited and stuff. But literally, as soon as we set on the mat, like, whenever our opening went, like, it was so bright, it scared me. Like, I could see, like, Ethan's face a little too much. Like, I was counting his eyelashes. Like, it was, like it was kind of, like, the light shining in my eyes. Like, I was trying to calm myself down, but, like, it really did, like, make me nervous and like amp me up, you know? I feel like when we were like walking in, like we had just like warmed up outside, and then like we were walking up and I turned around and there's like this big crowd of just like cheer teams. I have a picture on my phone, like it's crazy. Like I turn around and like I look outside and there's like all these teams outside. Like there's so many people that came here just to compete, and it's just it just scared me because like there's like a bigger competition than what we've done before.
What do you hope the team can accomplish next season, and how will you build on what you've learned this competition season?
We're going for that three-peat. Like that, like point blank period. We're going for that three-peat. I think there was a lot of aftermath and negativity coming from this season and this team working hard and earning their titles. And I feel like that kind of is just giving us that fire to like come in and really get that three-peat, make our routine even more difficult, and
hitting the score sheet
like we always do. And yeah,
we compete against ourselves.
Yeah.
And what we always tell the athletes, like, you don't have to worry about other teams, worry about yourself in that score sheet. We're giving you the score sheet, and here it is, what you should be ranging at and hitting at. And if you do your own job, then that's it.
Yep.
What do you guys feel was different from backstage from USA and UCA? What do you feel what was different, like the energy?
Okay, USA, because I've been there twice. It's they have like different environments, but backstage at USA, it was more like fun. I remember telling everyone like just show the judges like what we have and like just prove them wrong, you know. And at UCA, it was more like intense. I did tell everyone like you got this, but in my head I was like, you know. I was more nervous at UCA. It felt more like serious.
Yeah.
You know, all the competitions are serious, but UCA, like, I don't know, it was just different. I was nervous.
I think the energy, obviously, at USA was like way better. Like, I think we were all just like really like mad that we lost at UCA or didn't do our best. So we just really wanted to like get it over with and like prove to everyone that we can do it. So it just made the energy a lot different from UCA.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever we went to UCA, the backstage was not the same as like any of the other competitions. We were like when you walk in behind the curtains, it's very narrow and there's a team lined up next to you. So you're very claustrophobic and you're not, usually when we go backstage, we're huddled up like in a group. We're like all like hyping each other up, like seeing everyone's faces before we go out on the mat. And this time it was like we were in a line front to back, like you couldn't see everybody.
Yeah.
So and it was like super dark and stuff. And like it was like one stage and then there was another stage right behind it. So it was like very pressured, whereas like USA, it was more like free. Like, yes, there was a team in front of you and maybe behind you, but it was a very open space. So you could like, if you needed to like do jumpy jacks to get yourself like energized, or like you could like walk around and like see all your teammates and be like, hey, you got this, or like, hey, let's do a prayer together, you know? So I think that really distinct like the two competitions.
I feel like we just went in with different vibes because like UCA, we were all like tense. Like I feel like we were all just about to like jump at each other at any point. But then at USA, like we were just joking around, but like we were still locked in. But like we were making jokes and stuff. Like, and one of our competitors, they were right there. So like that made us strive to do better. So like obviously like that made us like want to like do good. So then like we went on the mat feeling good at warm-ups, and like overall we were just like laughing. I remember having a lot of fun, like living in the moment most of the time. But
Yeah, also like at UCA, it was a new competition for the newbies, especially like performing in a big stage, and that being like their first time. I feel like that's also what kind of got to us, because for me, a little bit, I was a little worried on how they were gonna react, or like how they were gonna be when we walk out on the mat, because it's just like a big bright light just at you compared to the other competitions where we're just in a gym and then we see everyone with no bright lights. I feel like that's what also kind of that's where the difference is at. And then at USA, like we were already used to it, and I feel like that's just the difference.
Yeah, there's experience.
Do you guys feel like there would have been a difference if we had the USA Nationals first and then UCA?
Yes. I definitely think so. And then, well, if the outcome would have been the same at USA, I think that would have given you guys even more confidence going into UCA. Because really for those for UCA and USA competitions, we had one big competitor that we were kind of going back and forth with. And all prior season, or all like season leading up to UCA Nationals, we were winning and we were placing first. And we were competing against that team at each regional. And for UCA, I don't know. UCA was a whole other thing. Like going into that experience with it being the first time and the high pressure, and then not qualifying. It was just like hit after hit after hit. Like not qualifying for finals, and then finding out what were we, like 0.1 away?
By 0.3.
Not even 0.3. I think it was point. Yeah, we didn't qualify for final. I know it hurts all over again.
Top 10, but we got.
Yeah, we were 0.1 away from qualifying for finals. So that was one hit, and then like the next day we find out the the team that won UCA was the team that we had been beating all season, which, I mean, I got to give it to them because they went in strong and they hit that routine and they made modifications to that routine. Like you could tell that they upped up that difficulty and attacked the score sheet as they should.
They deserved it.
Absolutely. They worked hard. They went back home and they said, you know what, we're tired of losing. And, you know, they did the thing and they came back and now they got those white jackets. But you know what? Yeah, kudos to them.
Yeah.
But I think if we would have had that USA experience first, that would have for sure given that confidence and
that would have boosted them up.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, okay. So I have the last question to ask, and this is for everyone. What was your guys' favorite memory in the season?
Ooh.
I'll think about it.
I want to say like Disney World. Disney World. Disney World was fun. Just like having the freedom, just like jumping from park to park, and also like the hotel, like in Florida, like all the memories, like visiting coach's room, visiting everyone. Like, you know, it was fun. Florida's for sure like my favorite memory and saddest memory too.
Yeah, I feel like one of my like greatest memories is like becoming close to people because like at the beginning of the season, like I only really like talked to Izzy, and now I have like a whole friend group that I can talk to, and like we all like went to the parks with each other, we all like roomed with each other, and like we would go to everyone's room and talk like about anything. Like overall, I just felt like living with each other, not like like being with each other for like so long, it like made me closer to these people, and like now like I talk to them at school, say hi to them at school, like I would never do that to anyone. And like I was very like an antisocial person before comp, so like I wouldn't really talk to many people.
She was shy.
I have one.
My favorite memory was the hotel at State when we all ate canes at the hotel. And when we had went, the friends in my room and like some others that came over, we were bedazzling my Letterman and just like eating hot Cheetos and stuff and talking about State. I have that. Okay, that one is my favorite. And then also the same thing that Izzy said at Disney World when we were just like, it was so cool. Like you'd be in line for a ride and then you'll see like your teammates walking by. You're like, oh my God. Like, that was,
like we've never seen them.
Yeah, like I know, like we've never seen each other. But yeah, that was amazing.
My favorite memory was winning State. And like, honestly, that whole vibe, like honestly, okay, State was crazy, like a crazy wave of emotions. And I don't think as a coach I've ever experienced that. Like, I feel like last year there was a competition where we were like, it could be us. It was San Diego, huh? CIS San Diego, where we were like, it could be us, it couldn't be us. But this was the one that it was like, I think it was our first time dropping a skill in a competition. And so we dropped that skill, and I don't know, I think Juan and I got to each other and we're like, we're out. Like, I remember specifically walking out of the gym. You know, you go to your athletes and you're like, it's fine, keep your chin up, keep your head up. And there I am texting my husband and I'm like, I think we're out. Like, you know, like the heartbroken side.
We always had cushion.
Yeah.
But I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, that's where like Juan and I kept going back and forth and we're like, but the score sheet, like our difficulty, like, I will say it till I'm blue in the face. Like, our difficulty was unmatched. Like
6 points ahead of everybody.
6 points. Was it 6 or 7? I don't even know. Pull up the score sheet.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. We were far ahead. But yeah, and honestly, I think that was the difficulty that got us up there, and that's all of the kids. Like, but yeah, I remember feeling those like, I don't know, it might not be ours, and then it was like back and forth of like, well, it could still be ours, right? Because we had that difficulty. And then it was kind of like, no, I think I'm just going to accept it. Like, I don't think it's us. Like, I think maybe we're second. Like, and then once they started, I just remember holding your hand and like they announced third. Did they announce fourth? I don't remember. But they announced third, second. And when they announced second, I truly felt like, oh no, like we didn't even place. Like, I truly felt that in my bones. Like, holy moly, we didn't even place. And then when they announced us, I literally just remember falling. Like, it was so dramatic. I think that was the most dramatic we've ever felt or been at a competition, where Juan and I just like collapsed and like hugged each other. But that was, all the parents came up and hugged us, and like, it was crazy.
I think my favorite memory was like doing like little things, like it would be like 1 a.m. and then I would be with with my friends, and we'd be like exploring the hotel. It was like,
wouldn't, because there's a curfew. You're supposed to be in your room. Oops.
Yep.
It was a very safe hotel. It was a resort, not a hotel.
You're right.
And like to piggyback off of Alyssa, like I've seen this team more than my family, and the bonds that were created is like, they're my family. Like, you know, they're my little sisters, they're my little brothers. Like, they're my family, and I think that's also another favorite memory of mine, because I got closer to them, you know, and I really know how they are, you know. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you guys up on the next cheer podcast, because this is actually one of the ending ones. And you guys want to say bye for the last time?
Bye. Izzy signing out.
This is Alyssa signing out.
This is Giovanni signing out. Bye.
Okay, bye guys. Thank you.
Bye.